Today we will demonstrate the assembly of the mechanical syringe pump. We will start with the piston. The piston has a wear ring and two O-rings on the other side of it that will need to be installed, which can be quite difficult without the proper tools. We will use an O-ring installation tool which will make this process much easier. Here we're sliding the wear ring onto the tool, and then we will put that up against the back end of the piston and slide that wear ring right over the top into the groove. And then we can turn the piston around, place the tool on the other side, and put the two O-rings in place. You'll put the first one on, it'll drop in the first groove, and then get the second O-ring and it'll go over the top into the second groove. Then we'll take a look at the piston and these components we're installing. Here is the piston with the two O-rings on the left and the wear ring on the right. And here's the installation tool. When we slide that wear ring on there, and it'll just go right over onto that piston, and the same thing with the O-rings. The piston has a ball check section on it which will allow it to move water up the pump and into the tubing without leaking back out. It is critically important that the check balls get inserted into the mechanical syringe pump or it will not work. With the check ball in the wear ring end of the piston, it is threaded onto the piston rod and tightened. Next, on the piston rod, we will add the compression spring and then insert it into the pump body. The pump body has a retainer on the upper end that the spring rests against as the pump is actuated. The retainer prevents the spring and piston from coming out of the pump body. It should already be installed in the cylinder, but can easily be removed with the assembly tool, but does not need to be. Here is a close-up of the spring on the piston rod and installing it into the pump body. Wetting the O-rings down on the piston will make the installation into the pump body go much easier. Once that gets inserted into the pump body, you will push it through until the barb comes out the other side, and then we will grab it with a pliers and just see that it actuates. The next part is the lower assembly, which also has a ball check section. Once again, for proper operation of the pump, the check ball must be installed into this assembly. We'll now take a close-up look at the parts we're assembling. You have the barb nose intake, check ball, and lower bladder adapter, and then installed into the pump. Once tightened by hand, we will use a wrench to make sure it's snug, and then install it into the pump body. This process will be much easier if you pull back on the pump and spring, moving it away from the threads on the lower section, so the lower assembly can be threaded in place. The final step is to make sure that the pump is fully operational. We will insert the lower section into a cup of water and actuate the upper side of the pump to verify that it will pump water from the cup. It will be easier to grab the upper barb section with a pliers or a vice grips to do this. The pump works, and it is ready to install onto the probe.